It's another K-Town beat.
YouTube. It's your boy, Mr. Outliner. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hey, today I got the ball fade. It's not a drop fade, mid fade. We just gonna call it the ball fade. Now, pay attention to his hair. His hair is kind of thin. You see right here in the corner, top corner of his head. It's like he got his swirl on this side, and a lot of times the swirl is on the other side. But his hair is thin, so we have to work with it to still make it look full. So the first thing you want to do is get your guideline together. All right, now that you finished with the guideline, now you want to come back and you want to find the best guard or the best height for his hair because it's thin. So I put the 1.5 guard, which was what I showed you. So we tried to use the 1.5 guard, but he ended up wanting to actually go down lower than this. So we ended up going to the 1 guard to make it look a little bit more of what he wanted. Some people might say, hey, it looks full right here right now. This is a good height for his hair because it is thin. You kind of can see through his hair. Or you might feel like, hey, take it down a little lower to make it look a little fuller. Either way, I think it would have worked either way, but typically you do what the client wants you to do to his hair. A good barber just does what his client asks him to do to his hair, not what you want to do to his hair, right? So we came back and we hit him down with the 1 guard. Now, after you get it down to the desired height, you see it looks fuller, it looks better because he has waves, because it's thin, but it looks fuller right now. So now you can get ready to start your fading process. So here I use no guard, right? And I use the clipper open. And I only want to go up to that high, right? Which is about 1/2 inch, right? So you want to go up just 1/2 inch. We're just doing a bar fade. You can call it a mid fade or whatever. This is just a fade, a ball fade. I'm gonna just call it that. You can call it whatever you want to call it, right? So you create that first guideline with a 1/2 inch up, and with the blade open. You can close it a little bit as you get down towards the first guideline. The lower you go down, like where I'm at right now, the area that I'm focusing, you want to go low. And right there, what I'm showing you is the top of his eyebrow is the guide point. So I'll know what to do on the other side and how high to bring it and things like that. Now I come back with my 1 guard and I clean up that guideline that I just made from having no guard on, from going up that 1/2 inch. I want to try to remove that line, right? So that's what I got my 1 guard for. In my 1 guard, I have it open and I'm cleaning up that area. And as you see, even though I'm knocking out that guideline that I just made, I'm kind of creating another guideline. You're like done when it's no more guidelines being created, right? So like the further you go up, you shouldn't be creating, your guidelines should become less and less and less and less and less. So I'm using the 1 guard here, and I went with the grain to knock some more buck off, just to try to smooth it out a little bit more so I can get more control of it. So while you're doing this, you want to use the corner of the blade to do that, right? To get it clean. And like I said, because his hair is thin, it was a little bit more challenging because you have to pick the areas more, right? It's not about just, oh, I'm gonna go in and do it like a regular cut. It is and it's not, because like I said, he's thinning. So when a person is thinning, it's more about picking and choosing the areas of, like, the bulk will be different in certain areas than in others. So you have to, it's about removing that bulk and trying to make everything seamlessly go together, right? So this is one of the more difficult haircuts because of that, because of the matching, the blending. Now right here I got a half guard, and y'all rarely see me use a half guard. And the reason why I'm using a half guard is because he's thinning. So I want to get a certain blend on this, right? So sometimes you have to go through all your guards, and for beginners you definitely need to go through all your guards, right? So after you pick and choose your spots with the one guard, taking the bulk away, I come back with the half guard, and I do typically the same thing, right? You want to smooth it out. It's getting there, right? We're getting to the point, and we stretching the skin, and we just removing it slowly but surely, slowly but surely. Then after we use that as much as we can use it, the half guard, we come back to the no guard. So now it's starting to blend. I'm starting to get the look that I want, right? So I come back, I got my guard open, no guard, I'm sorry. I have no guard open. I'm using the corner of the blade. You see what I'm doing? The fade is starting to come together, right? Gotta stretch the skin, especially when the hair is light in certain areas, right? I don't want to say he's thinning. It's just not as full. So he's not thinning. It's just texture of hair pattern, things like that. So they go into it. But you see that fade, man? The fade is coming through. We coming through nice. Trying to get that thing blurry, you heard me? But anyway, so yeah, I'm stretching the skin a lot right here, you know what I mean? So pay attention to that. Sometimes people just skip through the videos and they don't listen to the details, right? And then they wonder why, hey, the haircut didn't come out the same way he said. Like, I don't know what he did. He must have did something off camera or something like that. But you have to pay attention to the details. Everything is in the details, right? So stretching the skin is in the details. Picking your spots is in the details, right? Using the same technique is in the details, right? Look at this. This fade is coming out. You want to look at it. You want to make sure all angles of it are good, and keep doing the same steps that you did to get to this point over and over if you have to. So like right here, I use no guard. I might have to go back into the haircut, into the fade part where I'm at with my one guard if I see something that's not lining up the way I think it should on my half guard. Whatever guards you're using, keep them close by. Use those same three. I keep them in my pocket the whole time, like in my apron. I just keep the guards. I keep only really like 2 to 3 guards in my apron, and that's it. And make it easy for me on every haircut. So I have them right there. I don't have to turn around or nothing. I just reach down in my apron and grab it, and I know which guard I'm getting based on how it feels. I know the feel of it, so I know, oh, this is the 1.5. Oh, this is the 1. Oh, this is the half guard. So that helps me with speed, number one, and Number two, forgetting what I use, right? So that was that side. On this side, we do the exact same thing. We're gonna speed it up. You use no guard, you use a one guard, you bring it up to right above the eyebrow, no guard, one guard, back down to half guard to no guard to your detailer. Now to the lineup. First thing you want to do is get your Mr. Outliner detailing mist, right? So if you don't have it, you can order it Mr.Outliner.com. No dot, I'll leave it in the description. Go to my IG page. Also follow me on Instagram. It's Mr.Outliner on IG, just like my name on YouTube. Now you get your Mr. Outliner detailing mist. Brush it down, right? You let it dry, right? You want to let it dry, but you brush it down to get it to the desired length. Also, you want to analyze it, look at it, see kind of like, what's high, what's low, what's full, what's not, where the dips are, where the dips not, those things. And I typically like to start from the middle. This time I started from the side because I felt like I could bring it around and make it straight that way. Now, he had a design in the front of his head, so it looks a little thin right there in the front. I don't know how he had that curve, but somebody did it and it was it was weird looking to me, if you remember from the beginning of the video. But you want to get that line up right. You want to try to get the line up as straight as possible. You just want to look at it dead on. If you look at it dead on, you can kind of get a gauge for how it should look, and also look into the mirror while you're doing it also to get the best view of it, because sometimes your eyes play tricks on you, but the mirror doesn't, because the mirror is what they see. Oh, this is, I'm gonna call this the Nazir cut, the Escobar cut, the Nas cut. He wanted it on this side, even though this is where the other person put it. But I think Nas has his on the other side, or you can call it the Drake, whatever. The first person I seen with this little hook design was Nas back in the day, and it was a little different, but I did my variation of it. His was probably a little shorter and hooked a little tighter than mine, but hey, that's what it is. So anyway, I gave him the hook design. That's why I called this the ball. It's a ball fade, but I changed it to the the Nazir Escobar Nas ball fade. You hear me? But anyway, so we put that design in, and the design actually sets the haircut off, right? It sets the fade off. So after you get the design in, then because he's thin, light, whatever you want to call it, we're going to go in and put some enhancements on it. When we put the enhancements on it, it's really going to pop. But you see the natural lineup. There's nothing really wrong with it, but we want to put that sauce on that thing. You know what I mean? We want to put that sauce on that thing. That's what we got to do. Got to put sauce on it. You hear me? So, got that done. Now let's do the enhancement. Now, I want you to watch how quickly these enhancements, I'm using hair fiber by Go Fiber, right? And if you want to get some, I'll leave them in the description. Go Fiber, I like it because it's organic, and also because it looks natural, right? It just looks natural. So look how fast this changes the whole haircut, right? Look how full it is now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like hair fibers. A lot of people like to use color, which is nothing wrong with that, like a semi-permanent color. And I used to use it, and I use it on my beard, but for hair lineups, I like to use hair fiber. It doesn't last as long as color, but it looks more natural, and it just looks better. So that's why I like to use it, and you can fill in the spots, and it actually looks like hair. And you see what I'm doing to the light spots, so I fill them up. You see how better that haircut looks. And after you put the hair fiber on, then you want to come back and you just want to tap all the lines. Tap the lines that you already did, just to make sure, like, if anything is hanging over, it's not. You know what I'm saying? You just want to detail it. This is where you put that work in at, right? Put that work in on the detailing, right? And that's what we're doing right here. We want to use the enhancement to make the enhancement pop. You know what I mean? So after that, you come back and trim the wild hairs that's sticking up. So you got that Nazir cut, man. How the Nazir cut coming out, man? Tell me down in the description. You know what I'm saying? Hey, rate my cut or something, man. Leave a comment or something, man. For Christmas, tell me Merry Christmas or something, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know how we do it. Until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out.